Tim O'Malley and Tim Priester with Irish Illustrated. After practice number 3, we had a brief viewing, but then we were able to talk to Al Golden, J.D. Bertrand, Maris Leofau, and Jack Kaiser. And I thought it was interesting talking to Golden. There's an obvious dichotomy between the graduate students, the 3 of them, and trying to bring those 5 guys along. And he admits we got to get, not all 5 necessarily, but we got to get some backups in place.
Yeah, they do, and that's Ziegler and Snead in some form or fashion. Clearly, though, I mean, the theme that I was following there was your 3 veteran linebackers with Bertrand, Kaiser, and Leofau are collectively as smart of a group of linebackers as you're going to find, and Golden didn't dispute that whatsoever. But yes, he wants to get the younger guys in. Right now, that's Ziegler. He said in base defense, Snead. We finally get an answer to our question. Base defense, Snead is the rover, and then when they go more to a 4-2-5 look, then he moves to a will linebacker spot.
And he will come off the edge as well, and that's where we start with Maris Leofau. I asked Leofau, what's your adjustment? He kind of mentioned I used to come off the edge last year, but then he settled in and explained, yeah, it's a different skill set. It's there's dropping into zone coverage, as Al Golden mentioned. There's coming off the edge against tackles a little different. I think he feels natural with it. He did mention he does leave the linebackers once in a while. He didn't do this last year, to go work with the defensive ends.
Happened yesterday.
To go work with the defensive ends, and I think that's obviously crucial because these 3 are going to play the most. It's when you say Snead is the rover in the base, he's not the starting rover in the base. He's a rover in the base. So it's these 3 guys that Golden called interchangeable. I think Leofau still has a unique role compared to the other 2.
Yeah, we also talked to Max Bulla. I wasn't necessarily aware that we were going to have access to him, the former Michigan State great, the Bulla family with huge connections to Notre Dame. Grandpa was a running back here, and of course Michigan State. But I mean, that's a guy. You want to talk about a great succession of graduate assistants coaching your linebackers, from James Laurinaitis to Max Bulla. But he's super psyched to be here, loves the group that he's working with, says that there's never a time when they're unprepared to practice and play, and that's always a good sign. But talk about a nice duo of graduate assistant linebacker coaches. Notre Dame has had that.
Notre Dame was able to put on shoulder pads today as practice number 3. I believe it's practice 5 where they really start hitting, but the assimilation period will ramp it up a little bit tomorrow as well. We will not see practice 4 or 5. We saw 40 minutes, 35 minutes today. Any impressions from the offense to share? We can get away from the linebackers a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, not a bunch other than individually, and I wrote about it in our analysis of our practice report. I just love Rico Flores, the way he plays. I mean, there's never a time when that kid does anything less than 100%. I don't know whether he can read coverages. I don't know if he can handle the pressure of the situation of being a freshman and playing right out of the chute, but you have to. I love the way he practices, and that goes all the way back to the spring.
I had 2 wow moments today looking down. Now, I want to be clear. The defense and offense did not go against each other. So these wow moments are kind of just an observation of what you're looking at. There was an athlete moment where I looked down and I thought, who is that? And it was Cam Hart, because something about Cam Hart is different this year, the way he carries himself. He looks like he is auditioning for the NFL Combine right now, and I think that's what these 13 games will be for him. And good news for the future. It's more so than this year, I think, but Brandon Vernon looks like a completely different person than we saw at any point in his recruitment.
No, I was watching him yesterday. He's in tremendous shape. And as it relates to Cam Hart, I think what we're seeing is a guy that's happy as hell to be healthy. He's feeling good. Now, that can change at any moment as a football player, but with everything that he's gone through with the shoulder surgeries, the 3, it's just really great to see how spry the one of the older guys on the defense is. He looks great. He's got a lot of hop in his step. And as we saw on the first day on Wednesday, when those cornerbacks are fully intact and healthy, it's a really strong group.
The next time we will be here will be Monday and Tuesday. We'll have interviews with Coach Rudolph on Monday, and we'll see 2 small practice segments. August 8th is our next full segment. Is there something you want to carry in from these first 3 days that you need to see August 8th that will tell you anything, or is it something where this is going to be you need to see all these practices and what you're expecting?
I mean, I think we want to see a better connection between the quarterbacks and the wide receivers, and you need to see Tobias Merriweather be a front runner for them. I think he can be. I like some of the things he did today. I like the way he high-pointed the football and really focused in. And that's, when we talk to Jared Parker with Tobias Merriweather, it's not about physical skills. He has those. It's about working hard every day and staying locked in and getting better and being a front runner with the Notre Dame wideout core.
I'm glad you brought that up, because I will add, the last minute with Al Golden, we talked to him about how good the corners looked when we were there, and he said, now hold on, there's a lot of great battles. Tobias Merriweather and Chris Tyree have had their say as well. So I think we saw one practice. There were 2 more full practices, but we were not privy to all of it.
Glad to hear that.
I was glad to hear that as well, because it's pretty important that Merriweather and Tyree and the rest of them come along. We'll be back next Monday with more practice. Until then, you can follow us at irishillustrated.com. This has been Instant Analysis.